Hello again, welcome to week 6. Border time, my favourite bit, always brings the blanket together. So this week we'll be adding a border to our blanket, and we've got a lovely new stitch to learn. It's this star spike stitch, and this is inspired by fleur-de-lis. So this is going around the outside of our blanket, and then it's time to add our motifs. So we are going to make and add our Tudor rose. We are going to add the auburn scepter. We are going to add the crown. And we are going to pop another Tudor rose on the corner of the blanket. However, there's more. I've made some bonus patterns, and there will be picture tutorials in your written pattern for you. So we have the Daffodil of Wales, we have the Thistle of Scotland, and we have the Shamrock of Ireland. So if you want to add a different national flower to this corner, you can swap those and pop them in. So let's get on with week 6. We're on the home stretch now, and it's time to add the border. The border has 6 rounds, and I will just talk you through the rounds before we start making them. So this was where we finished last week. This was your granny square that you joined with continuous join. And the first round of the border is a granny round, and it is worked all the way round the edge of the blanket, and it just brings everything together. And at the points where your 2 sections join, we're going to make a double crochet 2 together, and that's exactly the same as we did on the edge of the gilt with the purple on the continuous join here, but I'll give you a little recap how to do that. Then we have round 2 of the border, and this is cornflower, and this is just a double crochet round. We've done lots of these throughout the blanket, and this is done in exactly the same way. And then we have 3 rounds of double crochet in frost blue, and the first round you will see is worked in the back loops only, and that just gives a really nice defined line around the edge of the blanket. And then the final round is the star spike stitch, and I'm going to show you how to make that as well. So I'm back with my swatch that I was working on last week, just to show you how to add the first round of the border. And the first round of the border is worked with the right side facing down. So I'm just going to flip over, and I'm going to start in the corner in the usual way. So chain 2, that's my first treble, 2 more trebles. I don't need to tell you this now, you can do this in your sleep. So oh, that's not good, getting in a pickle. 2, 3, and I'm just going to work down here, and then I'm going to show you just a little recap of that double crochet 2 treble crochet 2 together. I think I need some more coffee this morning. So I've reached the point where the 2 sections meet. So this is the granny square joined with join as you go, and this is the panel section, and I'm just going to recap the treble crochet 2 together join stitch that we do here. This is for the same reason as we used it here. If I was to put a set of 3 trebles here and a set of 3 trebles here, I'd have too many stitches on the side. So I'm just going to make my first treble crochet in the corner space of the granny square, and then I'm going to treble crochet 2 together, making my first treble in the corner space of the granny square until I have 2 loops on my hook, and then yarn over and start my second treble in the space on the side panel, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook, and that is my treble crochet 2 together done. And then I finish this set of 3 with a final treble crochet, and then you just continue all the way round in the usual way for a granny square, and anywhere where these meet, so it will be 8 times around the blanket, you're just going to treble crochet 2 together in the middle of the cluster to make sure that you have the right number of stitches in your round. So after you've completed your granny round all the way around your blanket, turn back to the right side facing up, and then the next round is your cornflower double crochet round, and then also with the right side facing up is your first round of frost blue, and then check the pattern and it will tell you that right side facing down is your next double crochet round of frost blue, and then the final round of frost blue is right side facing up. And I've made a little swatch here to show you how to add the star spike border around the edge. Unfortunately, I forgot to put the cornflower blue in, so you'll just have to use your imagination for that, but it's okay because you'll be following the pattern and you won't do a silly thing like I did. So I'm just going to take this away. The star stitch border, we've got right side facing up, and I'm just going to pull up a loop in the corner space of the frost blue. I'm going to chain 1, doesn't count as a stitch, and this just starts off as a normal double crochet round. So my first double crochet, chain 2, and then a second double crochet to form the corner, and then I'm going to make 5 double crochet along the edge, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it's time to make our star spike stitch. So if you have a look at the stitches in your double crochet, it's like a little grid. They're very regularly spaced, and we're going to make the first stitch in the hole below the next double crochet. So if you look at the V shape here of the next double crochet, it has a little hole below it. That's the stitch it's worked into. So we're going to work into that stitch, and I'm going to pop my hook in and pull up a loop of cream, and I'm just going to pull that loop up to the height of the rest of the stitches. So I'll just show you that again. There's no yarn over. We are just popping the hook in and pulling up a loop to the height of the other stitches. And then the second stitch is going to go in the stitch below the next stitch. So not in the one next to it, but in the one directly below. And there's a diagram in the pattern which will show this clearly for you. So I'm just going to pop my hook in and pull up another loop. So I now have 3 loops on my hook. And then the final stitch is going to go in the next stitch but in the row above. So it's the same row as the first loop I pulled up. So I'm going to pop my hook in and pull up another loop and pull it up to the same height as the rest of my stitches. And then to finish the stitch, I'm going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook. And that is my first star spike stitch complete. And now I'm going to make 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and then it's time for the next stitch. And I'll do 1 more. So pull up a loop, and then the next stitch but the row below, pull up a loop, and then the next stitch but the same row as the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook. So at the corners you will have 5 stitches before you start making your star stitches, and between your star spike stitches you will have 3 double crochet, and you're going to repeat that all the way around the blanket and join with a slip stitch under both loops of your first double crochet. So our final corner is our beautiful woven Serdar label with King Charles's cipher on it, the coronation crochet along, and the date. So such an important date in our history, and it's really lovely to be able to include this on the blanket. So it's entirely up to you how you sew this on. You could sew it diagonally so it matches the other motifs, or you could go down a more traditional route. I'm thinking Whitney blankets here, and you could sew it on square to the edge. It's your choice, entirely up to you. And I would recommend sewing this on using regular sewing thread, so cream sewing thread, and just whip stitching around the edge. So that's it, we're done. Thank you for joining me for this Serdar Coronation Keepsake Blanket Make Along. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to you sharing your finished blankets with us, and it would be lovely if you could also share how you're going to celebrate the coronation with your finished blankets as well.